What's up, everybody? Welcome to Faith Feeders TV, where we encourage you to feed your faith and starve your doubts. Today, we're continuing our daily Bible reading. We're doing the whole book of Proverbs. Proverbs has 31 chapters. You can read one chapter a day and get wisdom for living, wisdom for your life, and how to operate as a kingdom citizen and be a doer of the word. And so today we're going to be reading Proverbs chapter 18. We're going to be reading in the New Living Translation. I'm going to share the verses that really stick out to me, that really are speaking to me. And then I want you to share in the comments the verses or what God is sharing with you through this proverb. All right, so let's get to it in chapter 18, verse 1. Unfriendly people care only about themselves. They lash out at common sense. Fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air out their own opinions. Doing wrong leads to disgrace, and scandalous behavior brings contempt. Wise words are like deep waters. Wisdom flows from the wise like a bubbling brook. It is not right to acquit the guilty or deny justice to the innocent. A fool's words get him into constant quarrels. They are asking for a beating. The mouths of fools are their ruin. They trap themselves with their lips. Rumors are dainty morsels that sink deep into one's heart. A lazy person is as bad as someone who destroys things. The name of the Lord is a strong fortress. The godly run to him and are safe. The rich think of their own wealth as a strong defense. They imagine it to be a high wall of safety. Haughtiness goes before destruction. Humility precedes honor. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. The human spirit can endure a sick body, but who can bear a crushed spirit? Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. Giving a gift can open doors. It can give access to important people. The first to speak in court sounds right until the cross-examination begins. Flipping a coin can end arguments. It settles disputes between powerful opponents. An offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Arguments separate friends like a gate locked with bars. Wise words satisfy like a good meal. The right words can bring satisfaction. The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. The man who finds a wife finds treasure, and he receives favor from the Lord. The poor plead for mercy. The rich answers with insults. There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. That concludes chapter 18 in the New Living Translation. Now, there was a lot in this chapter, and I'm just going to talk about two verses that really speak to me. Verse 1 is the first one, and I like it better in the New King James Version, but the same principle remains. We read, unfriendly people care only about themselves. They lash out at common sense. In the New King James Version, it says, a man who isolates himself seeks his own desire and enrages against all wise judgment. And so that's a principle that you may have someone, there's seasons of isolation when you got to do something and you just got to stick to it and focus on what you got going on. But then there are times when we can isolate ourselves to our detriment. We can isolate ourselves and then lash out at common sense or at wisdom. When it comes from other people, we lash out at them because we've isolated ourselves in this era of selfishness and not self-development. And so that's a principle to keep in mind. And then again, there's a lot more in chapter 18, death and life's in the power of the tongue. Man finds a wife, finds a good thing. There's a lot in here, but I want to focus on verse 14. The spirit of a man or the human spirit can endure a sick body, but who can bear a broken or crushed spirit? And so there's a point where your spirit man can override you in a time of infirmity. You can be going through a health challenge, and your spirit, strong enough, can help you get through that. But only God can deal with a crushed spirit. When your spirit has been crushed, there's no medicine that can touch it. That's something only God can do. And so I want to encourage you to keep your spirit strong. You may be going through a physical health challenge. Keep your spirit man strong so that you can get through that physical challenge. And if you have a crushed spirit, you've been crushed by something, Give that to God, because he is the mender of broken hearts or broken spirits. Be blessed. Remember to feed your faith and starve your doubts. And we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do Proverbs 19.